Ivo pop off in the three-point contest on first night?
It was amazing. I mean, I knew she was going to do that, and she was so nervous. I was telling her to airball, but I knew she was not going to miss, and it's right on par for her.
And equivalently, what was it like seeing someone like Sarah Strong hit a three-pointer in the scrimmage, like just from the logo, essentially?
Oh, that was great. The vibes were so high at the beginning of that, and the Madison Reed logo was on fire those first few shots.
How are you feeling as you make your way through your rehab?
I'm feeling really good, feeling strong, so I'm excited.
Gino said you're practicing not full, but you're close to being back at full at practice?
Yeah.
Like how much are you doing? Like,
sorry. I'm doing most of practice. I would say I'm still like on load management. Like I'm not doing everything. Some days I do more, some days I do a little bit less. But I'm doing most stuff. Like we're almost there. I'm excited.
What have you learned about Sarah in the short time that you've been with her?
I've learned that she's really good. I mean, everyone was talking about, Sarah's strong, but you never really know like how a player's going to be when they get to college. And so we still haven't played any games yet, but I hadn't seen her play at all, and she is really good. She can score inside, outside. She's a really good passer. She's just smart. And when you get to play with smart players, it's a lot of fun. So.
Now, you know what that's like, because when you came in, everybody was talking about Azzi Fudd, right? So you know what she's going through with everyone talking about her, all that spotlight on her. How's she handling that?
Really well. I mean, Sarah's have you guys talked to her?
Yeah.
She's a very like chill, like not that she doesn't care, but like doesn't show a lot of emotion kind of person. So I think that's honestly better for these kind of situations. Like she's just very like level.
And outside of Sarah, there's obviously plenty of talent on this team. How do you feel about the squad as a whole? Obviously yourself coming back from an injury, many other players coming back from injuries, and the other freshmen.
I feel great about it. I'm super excited. I mean, we're very young, a lot of new pieces, whether it's freshmen, transfers, just people that hadn't played last year. Like there's just so many new pieces that being added right now. So I think we're working on our chemistry. Like practice is looking better. Every week is looking better than the last, which is all you can really ask for at this time. So I think things are looking really good.
how does Caitlin fit in with you guys?
Caitlin's smart. So like I said, like playing with people who know how to play basketball is fun. And though she's adjusting, getting used to our offenses, just the UConn program, and with new players, like you can tell like she knows how to play. She makes the right reads, right decisions, and knows how to score.
How could having Allie on the team, I know I'm backtracking a little bit, but how could having Allie on the team really help with, like, in terms of the team's three-point shooting, and just what's it like having her on the team? We've already talked about her first night performance. Just what haven't most people seen from Allie Seibel?
I mean, yeah, she's a great shooter. She's a great scorer, not just shooting threes. She reads the floor really well and can pass, but I think being able to have another really great shooter like that can help open up the floor and get other people open, so it's going to be fun getting to just stretch the floor more.
How is Paige different or better this year?
You said Paige?
Yeah.
I think she's taking her fifth year leadership role very, very seriously, not having her other seniors to rely on, like Nika and Aaliyah like she did before. Sorry. So she's trying to like really fill in that void that Nika kind of left us with, and being a stronger vocal leader and just like trying to do more of that kind of stuff, which I think has been really good. I've been able to really see that shift in her.
Coach said he's also seen her be much more aggressive. Do you see that in her? She's just willing to make plays more often now?
Oh, for sure, yeah. She's been very aggressive, offensively and defensively. She's kind of been just taking charge, which I've been loving to see.
Yeah, building off of last season's success and reaching another Final Four, I mean, what does the team talk about and how, as far as like building off of it?
I mean, obviously we talk about winning every year, and I think the biggest thing this year has kind of been working on like nipping our bad habits in like immediately, not letting them linger like we did last year. And he talks a lot about how like you saw what happened at the Final Four game, and we talked about moving screens, illegal screens all year. It was one of the things he harped on us about, and it cost us the game at the end. And so like working on like well, now obviously working on setting good screens, but just like any bad habit that we have, like working on kind of getting rid of that now rather than letting it linger.
And how is all that going to continue to progress towards making UConn a winning basketball program this season, especially with Paige Bueckers playing her final season?
Well, I think anyone that is working on getting rid of their bad habits is going to improve throughout the season, but being able to have that discipline and being able to hold each other accountable is also going to help us go a long way.
Are you seeing Kitty and Ashton becoming just a little more comfortable now that they are starting their second year? Are they being like a leader in any way, especially with the freshmen?
You can definitely see them a little bit more comfortable. It's almost weird thinking that they're just sophomores because I feel like last year should have been not their freshman year. I feel like they should be older than that. But KK, you can see definitely a shift in her, and Ash too, just in confidence. But KK, like, you can see her trying to be more vocal and she's more confident, like understands the offense, has been through it for a year, understands what coach wants as a point guard. So I think that's been also just nice to see them like settling more.
Do you have a goal as to when you think you're going to be back?
I haven't really had that conversation. Obviously, I'd rather sooner rather than later. But I think we're kind of just taking it step by step, like each progression, making sure that I'm feeling good as where I am right now in practice, and as I'm adding more, making sure like my knee responds well.
Can you sort of see the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, of the rehab? That you're almost there, as opposed to probably a couple months ago, you're like, okay, when is this gonna end?
Oh, for sure. I've never been so happy to practice in my life. It's a great. I'm like, practice tomorrow. Let's go. Like off day. Like, do I need it? Yeah, but like I can't wait to play with everyone in practice. So I definitely do see the light.
Some of the highlights for UConn this season is being able to play at the Women's Champions Classic at the Barclays Center, and then a matchup against USC. What you think? What is that going to do for this UConn program this season?
I think that's going to be incredible. I mean, you see the energy that Barclays can have, and I think just getting to play there and be one of the first teams to be part of that classic is going to be really special. So I'm super excited for it. I know it's going to be great competition, great atmosphere, and I don't know. I think we're just going to feed off of that going through the season.
Being back here at Media Day, having the preseason recognition from the conference, does that do anything for your confidence and kind of feeling ready to get back on the floor?
A little. I mean, I was kind of surprised to be back here. I'm like, I've been here every year. They've always like had me up for an award, and I have not made it through a year yet. So I kind of did take it with a grain of salt. Like, it's nice to see, but you still have to prove it. Like, we have to go through this whole year and prove it and try to win that title and win that championship by the end of the year. So, like, it is nice, but it's like, okay, like, got to keep working to be able to like really earn that.
What are you doing well now? I mean, fans out there are looking for some kind of excitement to believe that you're going to be back. I mean, is your shot really good right now? Are you moving really well? What are you doing well?
I feel like I'm kind of still in that phase where I'm getting my feet back under me, getting used to just the pace and playing with other people, like not just playing against me and a practice guy, so like spacing and offense and just the flow of offense. So my shot it's all right now. I have my days. But that's another thing I've been working on, is being able to kind of give myself grace, knowing that I'm not going to come back and be 100% right away after being out for, what has it been, like 10 months. So I think that has been really important because I do kind of have high standards for myself, and I do want to see the ball go in every single time I shoot it. So just knowing that that's okay, and the next shot I take, it will go in.
So are you doing 5-on-5 with contact and just not the whole practice, just part of it?
Yeah, I've been doing some 5-on-5. But I mean, yeah, it's been fun.
Has the time off helped you in any way, like as far as seeing in the game?
Definitely. I think it forces you to see the game from a different perspective, and it slows it down a little bit. You kind of understand, have a greater appreciation for what your coaches are talking about, what they see on the side. And I think that is really going to help going into this year and still being able to watch film and look back. But I think just having that kind of different perspective all of last year and seeing everything that they went through and being able to learn from that, put that into play.
You've been through the ACL recovery before, and Paige, but not at the college level. Has Paige given you any advice on, as you're coming back, of what to expect?
Not really. I mean, she's a great, kind of like a hype woman, just if I need anything. Like, I know she's there for me, as for all my teammates, and always checking up on me, but not really
Not in that
advice.
sense,
No one
yeah.
just like
Yeah.
kind of just a reminder like you're gonna be good. Like if I had a bad practice, like it's all part of the process kind of thing.
Azzi, I know you're excited to get back out there in general, but is there a specific game that you're excited to play?
All of them. Like we could be playing literally anyone. And I can't wait. I'm so excited just to be on the floor and with a crowd with my teammates. I can't wait.
How's gluten-free going?
I had a bagel this morning. I was like, I'm in New York. I can't. I'm gonna regret it later, but I did have it. Exactly.
Azzi, it's worth asking. So when the schedule came out, when the Big East schedule came out, you were part of that commercial, like where everyone was asking where, when, well, just where, not when, but like, what was it like being a part? Well, actually, it was when, but more importantly, what was it like being a part of that whole commercial series, like Big East conference schedule series, especially with you like leading it off?
I mean, it's fun. Anything we do with our teammates is a lot of fun. I've just such great personalities, so being able to be a part of anything with them, it's fun.
Were you able to see like the footage, like when you did your part, like when you recorded your part, like where it was you shooting three, then asking the question, and were you able to look back at that part?
I did, and I was like, "Ugh, I don't want to watch it anymore. Just use it.
Yeah, that's completely understandable.
The game as a whole, the last couple of years, like taking off in terms of viewership, is that something that you've noticed and feel a part of it?
Yeah, I've definitely noticed it, and I think being injured this past year, being able to like see it from the sidelines was really special. To see just like the interactions, be able to look around the crowd and be like, wow, like look at all these people, these fans, like the signs they've made, like they are true fans, not just of basketball but of us. And I think that's also special. And getting to see just like the little kids that come up and like anyone on the team will talk to them, and just to see how like special that is and how it'll make their day. Some of them will cry, and it's just like so heartwarming. And it's crazy to think that we are like role models and inspirations to some of these people, because I remember being kind of in their shoes and looking up to people being at games and being in all of these superstars on the court. So it's still kind of surreal to think that we are those people to others.
I know Paige did it, but could you ever see yourself going to a football game, to an NFL game, and then coming back to UConn like the day after?
I'm not a huge football fan, so I could see myself doing that for a different event, for sure. But yeah, no, she's crazy. She really is.
She said that people are looking at her world tour and not the work that she's put in. As someone who knows her really well, how much work has she put in preparing for this? How serious is she about this season?
I mean, she's very serious. Obviously, she has put in a lot of work, and like I said, she's taken like this leadership role her 5th year, her last year, very seriously. And she's given it everything she has, and I mean, that's a good point. Like everyone sees her at this football game, but they don't see like she did work out earlier. Like she was going back to school the next day for class and practice and all the above. And I think that kind of just goes to show, like, yes, you guys see us doing all these incredible things, but like the work always comes first, whether you see it or not. Like we're doing it, and Paige is very, very disciplined, and her goals and standards for herself are extremely high. So she is always holding herself to the highest standard, and she's getting her stuff done.
How about your own goals and standards? I mean, you're trying to just get back to being normal and having your knee work and stuff, but do you think, there's certain things I might be able to do better this year just because I'm more experienced or more intelligent about the game?
Yeah, no, I think that kind of just being an upperclassman and being part of this UConn program, understanding what the coaches want, the offense, and just kind of just how everything works, I think that definitely goes a long way. I think that's been able to help me as I come back, just understanding the game and having watched it from the sideline as well this whole past year. I think being able to implement like those things that I saw, and I think I've been working on kind of paying attention to like player MOs and knowing like, okay, this person likes to do this person likes to do that, whether I'm on offense or defense, trying to like read ahead and kind of just like work on my IQ.
With your teammates or with other teams?
Both.
What was your favorite book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses?
I haven't finished the last 2 yet. Now that school started, I'm like, I can't read anything else, right? I've been reading so much for my classes. But I feel like each one has just gotten better. So I don't even know which one I read last. Sorry, it was a bad answer.
It's okay, you gotta finish it.
I do. Christmas time.
Book 3 is the best, but that's just my
I think
opinion.
that's my favorite so far.
Yeah.
What music are you listening to?
What music am I listening to? I mean, Rod Wave just dropped, so I've been listening to him. Yeah, Rod Wave recently.